Athletes in niche sports are calling for more support in areas such as funding, raising awareness, and more available venues. Earlier this week, the government said it would support athletes who show promise, regardless of whether they are in mainstream sports or in less common ones. Minister Edwin Tong made the comment in a CNA interview alongside Max Mader, who clinched an Olympic bronze in kite foiling. Mohammed Bahajaj with more.
Gymnastics in the air. It demands similar flexibility and strength, but the nuance is creativity around a hoop. This coach says there are now over 40 aerial and pole sports studios. That figure was only 10 years ago. She adds that there are about 100,000 people in the sport locally. While most do it recreationally, there are others who take part in international competitions.
We just need to get more national federations around the world to be actually a full-fledged sport and hopefully be one day in the Olympics. In order to do that, we also hope to then have more support from the government and from Sport Singapore and associated agencies as well as schools.
And such support may drive performances. Singapore has a world number 2 and 11 in the sport in their respective age groups. Max Mader's Olympic bronze in the niche sport of kite foiling serves as additional motivation.
It gives me hope that aerial sports will be recognized in Singapore and internationally, and I'm very motivated to even train harder now.
Also flying high, indoor skydiving has also seen its numbers soar. What began as a tourist sport has turned Singapore into a leading competitor on the international front. There were only 2 athletes 13 years ago, but in a recent competition, the country provided 21 participants, the largest contingent. 2 years ago, Kira Poh was selected for the Sports Excellence Scholarship Program. It was the first time the program supported an athlete in a sport not included in major competitions like the Olympics, Asian or SEA Games.
I mean, we were able to get so many different opportunities and definitely all the best coaches for our coaching, and we have seen our improvement in terms of the last few World Championships and World Cup, because I mean, it's crazy that in Singapore we're such a small country and we don't even have a drop zone to skydive, but we have formed so many World Cup champions and world champions.
Closer to earth, this sport is also producing competitive athletes. Dexter Tay took home 2 medals at last year's World Kettlebell Championships. Despite its growing popularity, he says awareness about the sport is still lagging.
So I think having that awareness and debunking that myth that it's too challenging, it's one of the initial challenge. Another one would definitely be, by virtue of this being done in only a few gyms here in Singapore, there isn't a lot of eyeballs on the sport. There hasn't been a lot of opportunity to showcase what the sport is about.
Dexter is hoping that Max Mader's exploits will raise the bar even higher for niche sports.